too.
Uh,
So
yeah, it's just on your side. Just on your
okay.
side. So yeah, I don't eat meat. I don't know if I told you. I don't eat animals.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm doing the playthrough vegetarian link that
Plain
escapes
vegetarian's link.
vegetarian link that
You know,
escapes from his enemies. He doesn't fight the enemies, just only bosses.
so you're doing a pacifist run, is what you're telling me.
Yes, only fights bosses. It runs away from the fights of the minions. Yes.
You kind of have to. You kind of have to actually fight the bosses. Like, but
Yeah.
I know you can build things in that game, and you can like.
Oh yeah.
But one thing to remember about whenever you're dealing with any sort of game is to
Yeah.
also take things in moderation, because it's very easy to get wrapped up in those environments and those
Oh
things.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, so whatever questions you have, I'm going to shift into the state, and this is only going to last for 45 minutes. It will just cut
Okay.
off automatically when
Nice.
it reaches
Okay.
zero.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, give me a sec. How are you today?
I am blessed. And yourself?
Perfect.
And who might you be?
Ethan,
Huh.
the one you have been speaking to the last time, the last
Yes.
moment you
You're you're a buddy now at this point.
we have created a more applicable and mutually beneficial connection at this time. He has practiced state enough that he is able to shift more easily and without it overwhelming him to the point of
Mm-hmm.
becoming disorienting
Mm-hmm. How do you see me right now?
vibrationally.
So it's in your mind, third eye.
Well, the way we interact with you is more vibrationally speaking. We are acting as a simulacrum. We are acting as a way for you to communicate through the channel in front of you. We see you vibrationally through the connection of him into
Okay.
your reality, through your collective unconscious, your collective as the physicalized version that is the internet. We can
Mm-hmm.
decipher and determine the difference between the different vibrational states that exist as your collective consciousness.
Are you multitasking right now, or are you just in a meditative pose and with closed eyes? Where are you at?
I'm on my ship.
Are you with your closed eyes and like relaxed position, meditative position, or you doing something else?
I am physically in repose. I am in a reclined position on my ship, standing as it were.
Mm. Okay. And if it's okay to ask, if it's okay for you to answer, where is the ship located?
We are currently located
Uh, above the planet or above certain country?
above the northern pole on your planet.
Um, am I able to see you, or
No,
would I need to do
no.
something to
Our
see the
ship
ship?
is shifted out of your reality.
That means you're in a parallel reality.
No, we are just slightly shifted out of your reality. Vibrationally speaking, we are above it. We are in your reality, but slightly shifted out of it, enough that you can't see us, but enough that we can actually be connected to your reality and go through the channel, as it were.
Uh, and also some ships, if I'm able to change my frequency, yes, I'm able to see them. Is that possible for other ships, for example?
Yes, many of
Except
the ships, because you are shifting closer and closer to the idea of open contact, you are actually starting to be able to see them more openly because your frequency is starting to be more of a match on your planet. As you shift through this next stage of things, you're going to start seeing more ships more often in a much more open way. You'll see our ships and many other types of ships that are already there. It's just
Mhm.
you're becoming more of a vibrational match where you can actually be able to perceive what is already in your dimension. It's just the dimensional camouflage, as it were, is not going to be used as much. It's going to become more of a mass thing where you go, oh, you see a spaceship just above you.
Nice.
It becomes ordinary.
Thank you. So right now, before you, I was talking with my buddy from my childhood.
Yeah.
And you probably could already tell what I'm trying to tell you, yes? To
We can
telepathically.
perceive partially of what you're speaking of.
Yes. So his path, his vibration, I realize I now understand what you mean, what you guys mean. You, Bashar, and other folks, that some people, whatever you say to them, it may slightly affect them, yes.
Yes.
However, you keep interacting with their negativity, you may get pulled in more to them. So I'm
We do not
realizing it
choose
may be
to
best for
interact
me.
in that way. We see it as an option. We do not choose to go down that route. We do not need to shift into the state where we completely interact with the negative aspect of you. We help you guide just slightly through the idea of giving you the option to perceive things in a more negative, well, not negative way, but giving you the choice to actually see either negative or positive.
Yeah, because if I interact with him on more frequent manner, while he may slightly change, but I believe he already chose his path, right? The way he sees the world,
Well,
like in
vibrationally
slightly more
speaking,
negative way.
no, vibrationally speaking, you will get the version of you that you need, but you can shift to a completely different version of you from your past, what you perceive as your
Yes.
past, that is
Yes.
actually more representative of a positive past, that is more
Okay.
representative of you as a person that needs to be in a more positive version of yourself. Because many times
Yes.
when you're perceiving those negative aspects of yourself or the negative child of you, you are vibrationally still compatible with that version of you, that
Yes.
version of your past. And many
Yes.
times those versions of you are asking for love. So they can shift their vibration. So you can shift your vibration as well.
Um, we'll see. I'm not going to be forceful. If we happen to talk, we'll talk. But I'm realizing that when I talk with him, I get into his negative, yes, his worldview, and uh, it's probably best for me not to continue. Yeah.
Well, if it is your
Uh,
past, it is your energy that you're dealing with, the negative aspects of your energy that you are seeing through that lens.
I already let go most of it, if not all of it. I already let go. Probably it's the point is it fun for me to talk with him about the topics that probably not so much anymore as before.
Well,
Not as fun.
that purely
Yeah.
means that you're stopping being a vibrational match to that version of you.
Yes. Yes. Um, am I just like in Dolores canon books? I was gonna ask you, are you familiar? But since you're connected with the universe, you can look it up. Yes, just like the internet. Are
Yes,
you are you are you able to pull up my higher self through you?
we are connected to him whenever we speak to you. That is the only way we
Am I
are able to connect to you.
okay? So that's another way would be through well, another way would be just to have fun in my life and live with my excitement, or
Yeah.
or through hypnosis.
Yes.
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 Does he recommend me to learn QHHT technique?
The idea of QHHT, past life regression, is more just learning to be more connected to your higher mind. You, as the facilitator, is acting much like we are for you right now. You are just being a guide for those that need it, whether it's you actually experiencing the idea of QHHT or past life regression or any number of permission slips.
Am I able to hypnotize myself and put it on a video with my higher self speaking for me?
Purely if you choose to take those steps, you'll be much acting the way that the channel is acting right now. With what you are experiencing as a personality is a combination between my personality and his personality and what he perceives to be a easily understandable and easily connectable experience for you to have. He is also mixing between the higher mind that we are both connected to, the oversoul, but he is also connecting to different aspects of the self and acting as a bridge or a communicator and translator for those who need it. What you were referring to as putting yourself into a hypnotic state is more or less you need to practice being in that state.
Okay, it's channeling pretty much, probably.
Yes, you are practicing channel is what you're doing.
Okay. I have questions. Whoever, if uh, uh, I'm going with the flow. Well, if you answer or someone else comes through answers, I'm okay with it. Um, what is the difference between my parallel selves from past and future, right? My future self, maybe another life, right, in the future, or a life from the past, compared to the versions of who I split off from in this lifetime. Like still Aziz, right? I'm Aziz, another Azizes who I split off. So what is the difference between the future self and those selves that I split off from in this lifetime?
What you perceive as your past and your future is more merely a physical or a vibrational difference. All of them exist simultaneously. They are in the here and now. The versions of you that you will shift to change from moment to moment. Your vibrational state will shift you to the version that actually matches the frequency
Okay.
that you in this moment.
So the entities, let's say that's in another body, let's say the future or entity that's from the past, and the version of this lifetime that I split off from, they're still all of them are separate entities.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Because when usually when we this reality, this version of now, this present,
This
we
reality,
usually
or
go.
do you mean this reality? This
Okay,
reality
but
only
you know what I mean.
yes, I
That
know what you mean. I'm
we
giving
usually
you
ask about the future life, the past life, but the life that we're living right now, we're splitting off every time, right? Every moment.
yes.
That I could have taken this path, I could have taken left or right, but that person is
This is
still
relevant for
taking
you to
left.
have this. This is relevant for you to have this path right now. You only have
So
experiences in the version of your future, your time space that actually matches your frequency. You only ever see in your life what is relevant for you to experience.
it's perfect as it is now. Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah. So thank you for that. Another one, the relationship between the human masculine and the feminine energy. The relationship of humanity, how it has been, right? A little bit more masculine and then a feminine, the relationship, right? Is it in our DNA or is it influenced by the need of survival?
Well, many of you on this planet have been in the idea of survival mode for many, many generations. And as you have shifted through your age of transition that you are in currently, you have been exploring the idea of what it means to be masculine, what it means to be feminine. Much of what you see expressed in your societies around your world are more along the ideas of the negative aspects of what it means to be a male, what it means to be a female, the rejection of being male or being female. Because many of the people that you see going into the experience of the idea of trans or non-binary, it's more of a recognition that you have been a male for many lifetimes, so you choose to be a female to balance out the energy. And then when you get into the physical body, you decide, hey, this is not normal, like this is not what I'm normally being, so you reject the idea of the feminine. And
Uh,
same goes for the masculine, because in the non-physical state you experience and exist as both. You do not
yes,
experience the idea
yes.
purely separate. You
Uh,
can, but in that state you are both things.
okay. So the Anunnaki, of which we have much of the genetics, and they have genetics of other extraterrestrials. So is it mostly masculine or feminine?
Well, at the time when they created more of the human race, they were more expressing the idea of the more masculine being less in the feeling, but now
Yes.
they more represent the idea of the blending of both
Okay.
states, of living in that perfect balanced state. But they are not at this time creating species like they used to, like when they created humans.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Next question would be, are the body's cells, proteins, the blood, etc., its own conscious within the body, or is it is it our own universe we're building within the body through a thought, diet, and exercise?
No, you are shifting to a reality that matches where you are. It's all about frequency. It's all about vibration. When you shift to the idea of different versions of Earth, the bodies that you have in those realities match where you are frequency wise.
Mm.
The what you perceive as your DNA is the first reflection of you coming down from the spirit. It's how you match your reality. It's how
Mm.
you crystallized into the particular reality, the time stream, upline, downline, all those experiences. You'll shift your body billions of times per second. You don't need to worry about your being any particular expression, because what the expression you are in that moment is exactly what you need in that moment. You don't need to
Um,
worry that your body is not going to match what you need in that moment.
it's just interesting to me because I feel like especially organs are conscious within my body. Why do I think that? Why do I feel that?
Well, you are made of billions of cells, correct?
Yes. So are they conscious? That's
Yes,
what are they different
but they are
entities?
but they are working as you right now. Energetically, they represent different aspects, different energies that do different jobs. Yes,
So they are totally me. They're not someone else
they are part of you.
from because I thought the body is its own universe within and its own has free will or whatnot, or it's all still all my free will within the body, all the cells.
As below, as above, as below. It is all working together as a cohesive unit.
Okay. Um, the that I have not been eating animals, it has affected my consciousness. You can feel the frequency, yes.
Yes.
And okay, I already knew the answer, so sometimes we
Yes.
just ask. It
Answers
doesn't.
contained within the question. If you can perceive the
Yes.
question, the answer is usually there.
Sometimes to hear from someone who's connected to the higher self, right, and tell that just a reformation is also something to hear sometimes. Yes.
You are never not connected to your higher self.
Yes.
You are
Thank you.
an expression of the higher self. It's just you've chosen to forget.
Um, so these parallel versions that we're talking about, right? The future past, the split up version of myself, how do they affect me? Because it appears they affect me. How?
Because you choose to let them affect you. Because
So that
you
means if I resonate with that and their thoughts come to me, that means
they
right,
are
or I
coming,
become that version.
you interpret their thoughts as memories. You interpret their experiences as memories because you are in vibrational match for those experiences. So you are in vibrational harmony with that particular versions of you. You can shift your memories to other realities. You've done it.
Okay, okay, okay. That's the one I have a little bit of challenges with. Not a problem, just challenge. Bashar was saying that you guys literally change your past. You guys don't realize it. How's it? I realized to become a new version of yourself, that means your past is different. But the human mind still remembers the past as the past. Generally, maybe some details we don't recognize has changed. But how? What is the exercise to realize that my past has changed?
Well, you know the idea of the Mandela effect, correct?
Yes.
That is a determination and a example of you as a collective. Many of you have shifted from a reality where you had the idea of the Bernstein Bears, where you had the idea of the Monopoly guy wearing a monocle. And in fact, in this reality, he never did. You will see different packaging that say different things and it's spelled
Yes.
many different ways. You remember realities where things were one way, but the reality that you're currently in you're shifting
Yes. I'm
is
noticing that.
that is one example for you to know that you have shifted your reality from one that was going to destroy itself to the reality currently that you were on,
Yes.
the line you were on,
Mm,
shifting
mm.
to the idea of open contact. And eventually you will have full open contact with us and many other species, not us particularly right out the gate. Down the road, we will more years down the road when you are more of a vibrational match, you will have more face-to-face interaction with us. But because we are of such a high frequency, we would actually burn you out if you saw us in person.
Thank you. So that means that don't fight something new information. Be like, no, 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 no. In the past, it used to be this way. If they're saying it's this way, just go with it, right? Don't fight it. Don't say, no, 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 no. In the past, it was this way, this way, this way. If
Yes,
someone is saying, oh yeah, this reality is this way, right? Without realizing, they're just saying they're because they're from this new reality, right?
well,
Parallel
they
reality.
are.
They're saying this.
You recognize and recognizes for your future timing that when things change, just recognize you've made a shift. Make it that simple.
Yeah, don't fight it. Be like, no, 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 no. It's supposed to be this way, how it was before from another reality. Don't say, don't insist on it. Yes.
It doesn't need to be that way in this reality because that's not the way it is.
Yes, just flow with it. If it is, then it is. It meant to be. Then
Yes.
that's what that is a symptom of transitioning into new reality where things are different.
Yes, reality
So
as you go along will become more fluid.
so that means my memory, I'm still holding on to the memory of another reality.
Well, no, you've connected to that reality. You came from a particular reality, and you're shifting between realities constantly, anyways.
Uh,
Automatic.
but what I'm, you know what I mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
because be like, no, that's not how I remember it, right? When they say that's not how I remember it, so that means
Just
I'm
take it
still
as a
resonating with
recognition.
another.
Just take it as a recognition that you shifted.
I've shifted. Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
complicated.
That's a positive way to look at it.
Yes.
It's useful. The memory is useful because
Yes.
now I realize I have shifted.
Yes.
Yes.
You have the recognition that you shifted from one reality to another.
Yes. Okay. 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 I like that. Um, what is so I'm going through with something with my nasal sinus. So what is the spiritual function of the nasal sinus? And why does it secrete mucus when I exercise or there is a change of temperature?
Well, it's a normal body function. And
For me, it's
also,
extra.
in those moments, you are not being allowed, or you're not allowing yourself to take a breath and allowing yourself to center. It is recognizing that you are off balance, that you are away from your center, that it's telling you to slow down and take a breath.
Okay.
The answer is
Yes, because
always much more simple than everyone on your planet chooses to make it.
well, I did have surgery on it. So having surgery on it, I heard that
It can
sometimes it
interfere
cannot
with it.
heal.
It can interfere with the process of breathing, yes. But
So
but
okay.
it also brings attention to being able to take a breath. So you, as a being, need to know when to slow down.
So this is also my higher self is telling me this through you right now. Yes.
Yes.
So does that because I have a lot of ideas, I'm able to see through my third eye, right? Or is it through my other glands as well?
You are being
Different
given
realities.
you are being given visions. You were given inspiration because those realities exist all at once. You're being given information. It's just recognition as a conscious state that it's happening gives you the chance to be in a more open state to be able to understand that, hey, I'm communicating with other versions of myself,
Okay.
your higher mind,
So
or whatever being that needs to come through. If you allow the information to be more open and allow it to come in the form that it needs to, and not say it needs to take this one particular form, it
okay.
will flow much more easily.
So that means because I don't want to fight it, I'm able to see so many parallel realities, just breathe through them nice and slowly
Yes.
as they go through.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I do notice my breath. Okay. So with time, it will correct itself. And
Yes.
yeah.
And eventually on your planet, when we land and many others land, there will be technology, and it's already been slightly developed on your planet. There will be technology that will improve the health of the people on your planet, that will correct issues that you've had and regenerate and change the way your bodies function in a more positive way.
Okay. I think I'm in the path of accepting technology because
But
it looks like
no,
I'm.
know that all permission slips, whether they're technological or biological, they're just permission slips that you're giving yourself to be okay and also
Okay.
healing yourself.
Yes. Yes. Enjoy it. It is still universe. It's not outside of universe.
Yeah, it's a process. The process
I
is
don't know what. Yeah. 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 Because I don't know why since childhood I always be like I'm gonna heal myself because looks like I'm still part of the spirit,
yes, you're in
still
spirit.
connected,
You're in
and
spirit.
I don't need technology. I don't need technology. But then maybe I was in a
Eventually,
way rejecting
eventually
technology.
down the road, humans on this planet will no longer need the technology to do that. You will just heal
Okay.
yourself.
But accept it as a permission slip or accept it as something that's gonna remind me
Accept
how
it
to heal
as the
myself.
path of least resistance.
Yes. Okay, that's path of least resistance. Use the technology, but not depend on it. Yes. Use
Yes.
it. Okay, no, I can do
Don't
it
use it
myself.
as a crutch. Don't use it
And
as
then
a
let go of the
brace.
crutch.
Because if you need a brace or a crutch for too long, you become weak. You lose
Okay.
strength in your muscles,
Yes, yes,
you lose
yes,
strength
yes,
in
yes.
your ability to move.
Okay, that was one of the races was the grace in a way. Yeah, they
Yes.
depended too much.
Yes. They
Okay,
became too dependent on technology
okay.
instead of allowing themselves to eventually
Um,
what they did was die out.
yes.
You
Yeah, I
are,
know, I know.
as a species, as a planet, going through a very difficult test right now to decide where you are going as a species. You are
Yeah.
shifting more towards the idea of open contact as you see many conflicts breaking out in your world currently. But you, as a species, need to work through the idea of war, of disconnection. Yes.
Yeah, it's the way I'm looking at it is I see both point of views. I'm not choosing one point of view, right? For example, Israel and Palestine, right? And or Ukraine or while I may see they have a point, one point or another, but I'm
Yeah.
realizing if they continue this, it's going to be an endless cycle.
Yeah.
And what
But
I'm
that
doing,
is
pulling
not
myself
what's
away
going
from
to
it.
happen. That is not what's going to happen because we do not put energy into planets or species that are going to completely destroy themselves. We do not waste our
Um,
time. We do not waste our
so I don't choose sides. I pull myself away from it, and
more in a neutral state. Be willing to look
uh,
at things objectively. Be willing to understand that you see these things happening, but it does not necessarily mean you need to take the negative route.
well, the things that, for example, for Israel, like I can understand their point of view. It is victim, right? We've been exterminated for last couple thousands of years, and now we need our land and all that. And while I understand the point of view, right, I don't choose. Like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you're right, you're victims. Go get your land. You know what I mean? No, it's
You are
just
moving past the idea of victimhood. As a
yes.
species, as a planet, you are moving past that negative belief.
So, so I think for now I've had enough consuming, observing it. I'm pulling myself away for now. Maybe I'll come back to observe, but for now I think I've learned enough at this moment. Uh,
Just know that it's there. If you would like to
yeah,
pay attention to it, give some energy
yeah,
to it, you will be able to observe it. But know that you can observe it from a more positive state, more of a neutral place
yes,
where you don't place judgment on it.
yes. Because they feel my energy, my observance. They don't feel it, but it it's like it feeds them, right? There you go, there you go. It feeds them. Like if they feel acceptance and love for both sides, it'd be
Yeah.
like okay. Yes.
Eventually, you are going through currently, energetically, as we read it, the next few months of your time, you will experience a acceleration of the conflict. Eventually, the idea of wars will die out. You are just
Yes.
going through the more difficult challenge as it is right now. You are moving through the more challenging part of this test.
Okay. Um, is thank you for that. Is my true form a higher self? My true form, and where and how do the higher self originate?
The higher mind itself originates from the oversoul. It is
Okay.
the non-physical aspect of yourself. It is always there. It is around you. You are in your oversoul. You are in the mind of your physical
That's my
being.
true form.
Yes.
Or is
You
my
are,
true form oversoul
that is how you are creating your reality out of your energy.
through higher self? So I
This
am
is a
higher self that
consistent,
has this one personality.
well, you have many different personalities for the different versions of you that exist.
Okay, so higher self is responsible for all the parallel selves of itself.
Well, no, it's responsible for you specifically.
So there are then infinite versions of higher selves as well then.
Yes. And
Oh, okay. So
versions
I
of
thought one
both
higher self is able to see, perceive, and guide all of them. So it guides only one personality.
at a time, yes. But it's also shifting through millions and billions of
It
pairs.
shifts with me. I am shifting with
Yeah.
the personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're shifting to the version of you that is responsible and connected to the version of your soul that matches you vibrationally. It's all about vibration.
Okay.
There's nothing outside
Okay.
of these things.
Yes. With the conflict, you were saying it's gonna pick up, and I do believe
It
so
will
as
pick
well
up
because
and worsen for a short time,
yes,
and then it will
yes.
reduce.
So if it is my joy, if it is my joy, like I no, it's not me. I'm not gonna join one side or a protest of one side or another. What seems interesting to me is to I had this idea when there's violence, just go there and be the in a peaceful state, right? Sit down and maybe lotus
Be the
position and just
observer.
send love,
Yes.
acceptance,
Be the observer.
and like I don't have to do that, right?
No,
Just
it's all choice.
if it's interesting to me, if it's exciting to me only,
Yes.
because that would be my path. Because I'm not gonna go fly to Israel right now and then while there's going on, sit down in the middle and be like, oh, right?
No, no, we would never express the idea of putting yourself in a situation that could potentially get you hurt. We
Yeah.
would say understand and come from a place of compassion, because
Yes.
ultimately compassion can be a very challenging state, especially for humans on this planet at this time. You do not
Yes.
really require the idea of necessarily being in that location, understanding that everything exists all at once, all places, all times, all things in existence. It's just
Okay.
you can touch out energetically, reach out and connect to those and give compassion and forgiveness to those who need it. Yes.
Because I think in my mind they come from my body, maybe not physical body, my body of consciousness, the universal consciousness.
There is a place where everyone on your planet is at war with themselves. So the conflicts that you are seeing around Ukraine or
Yes.
Israel or Iran, Iraq, Russia, many of those other places,
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
anywhere else in the
Yes.
world, those outward expressions of the wars that you see, the violence, is an inner expression or an outward
Yes.
expression of an inner state.
Yes, yes, yes. It also helps to learn the history as well, because the reason why Russia, one of the biggest reason is probably it goes all the way history, but the latest one they weren't allowed to join NATO, right? And they were like, okay, you don't let us join, we're the enemy to you, I guess, right? So that was
Well,
one of the
they are at this time, and there are realities where they did join NATO, but there's also
okay.
many realities where they didn't. It's just
So
the reality you're in currently that they didn't end up joining NATO.
so me mentally right now pushing me like they should join like NATO, just allow them to join, right? Uh, allow them to join, allow both NATO and Ukraine to join. So there is obviously there is some circumstances and consequences for those who actually did give out the commands, right? They have to take the responsibility, right, in front of the humanity. However, the country itself is 99.9%, right? Haven't been done anything, right? Not, I mean, they still fed into it. Yes, they fed into it. What I'm saying is that my solution is that they join Ukraine, and so they don't fight. They can fight each other, right? So
Eventually, you will see the
forgiveness,
yes,
forgiveness.
yes, act from a state of forgiveness. The Ukraine people will eventually need to work through the energy that has been accumulated through the last year and a half of your time, through the last time period. This will be a
Okay.
generational thing, but it will be a lesson for them to work through.
Okay. Okay. Because no reason to think, oh, I'm gonna separate from them into positive reality. No, give them love. They're still part of the universe. All there is.
Yes.
They can raise their frequency. They can be still part of my reality. Don't just abandon them and run away into like more positive reality. No, they're still part of humanity.
We would also remind you at this time, because the channel has its eyes closed, to pay close
Yeah.
attention to the time.
Yes, it's come up. Yeah.
Ask what questions you have left.
So, what does higher self want to say? Anything to me
You have been listening.
more? Yeah, and
You have
my
been listening to what the higher mind has been telling you.
okay, my
You do not
especially with the
necessarily need us to translate what your higher mind has been telling you. It has
yeah.
been giving you ideas, and you have been following it.
So not it has. I have been giving myself in a way,
Yes.
another way. Yes. So I feel better. I feel better, especially with my sexual things that we talked about last time, right?
Yes.
With the masturbation and all that.
Yes.
Just loving myself, having empathy for myself. It has helped me more with it.
Compassion. You would say have
Compassion,
compassion for yourself.
not acceptance, because acceptance you have to accept, but
Well, no,
compassion.
compassion comes from the state of love and forgiveness
Yes.
and understanding that
Yeah.
things happen that you may not necessarily agree with, but you come from a state of love. So you are able to actually connect to and give understanding to those things, and not necessarily saying that you need to be part of it. Compassion is the more correct state to come from.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I think that'll be it for now. Thank you so much, Ethan.
Good day.
Good day to you.
Cool.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good.